Hi, welcome to the Vedic Astrology full moon forecast for September of 2018. So full moon is coming. Intensity is growing. How are you feeling? The light of the full moon has been waxing, growing larger and larger. And on September 24th at 7:52 Pacific time, the full moon will reach a point of completion and begin to wane again. This full moon is a harvest moon, at least in the northern hemisphere, and it is falling just a few days after the equinox, a day kind of like that, a pivotal day where things begin in one fluid direction, change, and move in another. This full moon is marking a juncture in a way, not just for the completion of a lunar cycle, but for a powerful point in the cycle of light here on this planet. Everything is in balance. The forces of light, the length of the day, and the forces of darkness, the length of night, are perfectly in balance. This is a time when the sun enters in its tropical zodiac into the sign of Libra, of balance. So the equinox is a time when we get insight, maybe a little bit stepping back, and balance, wisdom, to see where we've been and where we're going. This full moon will be in the area of the sky called Uttara Bhadrapada. Uttara Bhadrapada. Uttara Bhadrapada come in a pair with Purva Bhadrapada. They are actually kind of one constellation. The Great Square of Pegasus, if you've ever seen that in the sky near Pisces. This square symbolizes a bed, maybe a deathbed actually, because Pisces is the end of a cycle, or a funeral pyre, where everything burns in the end of life, all of our attachments, and the liberation that this brings. Uttara Bhadrapada is the second in the pair, coming after Purva Bhadrapada. And Uttara Bhadrapada holds a place of foundation. It's connected to spiritual detachment in some ways, awareness. And it's ruled by a deity named Ahira that resides, they say, deep in the cosmic ocean, somewhere, or under the earth at the core, or deep in our bodies at the base of our root chakra, coiled and holding the energy of life, hoarding the jewels, the dragon and his treasure. Uttara Bhadrapada holds a tremendous amount of energy, and it's stoic, it's reserved, it's quiet, and it observes what is and what is happening as a foundation of awareness and greater understanding and compassion, not just for the world and all the suffering that's here, but for oneself as well. So there's a lot of capacity in this full moon, I think, for really opening the channels of self-understanding, of higher consciousness, working through deep issues, and bringing a sort of forgiveness, an acceptance, a surrender into the process that can be very powerful for healing and dealing with change and moving forward in our lives. Uttara Bhadrapada is in the constellation of Pisces in Vedic Astrology, the sidereal Pisces, and it's ruled by Jupiter, classically. That's how we see Pisces in Vedic Astrology. Now Jupiter has been lately, since the beginning of the month, conjoined, or in yoga anyway, in the same sign with Venus, this socially aware, equanimous, and elegant energy of Venus. So this actually is a very powerful time for connecting with our community, for connecting also with our artistic abilities, if that's something that is a part of your life, or just going to support other artists, going to concerts, museums, doing activities that are creative together in a group too. And it's an excellent time also for relationship healing, trust, issues of trust, theme that's continuing as Venus moves through Libra, and making contracts and connections in business as well. There's a certain stoic and sort of renunciate type energy in Uttara Bhadrapada. Remember, it's at the end of the zodiac there, connected to the cremation grounds, right? To the world of renunciation and surrender. And Saturn is making a powerful aspect on this moon from a square. So this could be a time, for some individuals anyway, this full moon could bring up, inhibitions or anxiety, it's possible, or feelings of doubt. So it's very important to connect now with the power of clarity that the equinox can bring, especially if you allow and surrender to what is. And that's the greatest, I think, lesson within Uttara Bhadrapada, is just going with the flow and being truly immersed in the channel, the river that flows through Pisces. And feeling that foundation, feeling that support that Uttara Bhadrapada holds. Of course, how this full moon affects you is a lot to do with your personal Vedic astrology chart. So just a reminder, if you are interested in finding out more, click below. You can get a reading with me online or by phone. Now, let's check out what the tarot cards have to say about this full moon in Uttara Bhadrapada. The first card is the Lovers. It seems as if the cards are really speaking about the equinox in this reading. Because also we have the Sun here. Sun's at its journey of equilibrium. The point where it's neither here to the left or to the right, the razor's edge. And the Lovers, of course, have to do with union of perfect balance, or twins that come together, decision, and also, in a funny way, our actions and our repercussions from our actions. Always a perfect mirror in the universe, actually. So there's a lot of clarity here coming through, sort of realizing of the polar opposites, perhaps, or integrating things that seem difficult to integrate. And of course Venus is in Libra, in sidereal, with Jupiter, the ruler of this moon, so, and it could be also coming together closer with the people we love, quite literally the Lovers. Sun, Sun's journey, the equinox, coming into the point of source. Sun is this creative energy of individuality, so it's quite different from the previous card in many ways too. It's to remember that foundation, that source, that power that's coiled deep within us, always the wellspring of our energy. And then again, another card, so interesting, so very much like the equinox. Here we see the Two of Wands, the perfect balance of fire. I think this is a full moon that is a really good time to connect with others, make contracts, make promises, forgive yourself, forgive others as well. Come into alliance. It's been a a very treacherous, in many ways, kind of vicious energy this summer with all the exaggerated Mars, with Ketu, the tail of the snake, which exaggerates it further. There's been a lot of perhaps defensiveness and anger, and I've been speaking about it for months. And this last few days especially climaxed in many ways because Ketu and Mars have been exactly conjoined. But now Mars and Ketu are beginning to separate. And there's still going to be some time when Mars is in Capricorn, another few weeks. But things are beginning to resolve. And now is the time to bring in our alliances. See how we're more similar than different. Join forces. Seeing both sides of the story, empathy and compassion. Uttara Bhadrapada raises the awareness of how we are not individual, but part of a greater whole. It says that we are connected to Source, from within and without. One Atma, one Sun. Now is a time of balance, of awareness, of insight. See how you're different and see how you are the same from those around you, and how in essence we are all in this together. Thanks for joining me for the Vedic Astrology full moon forecast for the equinox this September. Be sure to comment below, let me know how you're doing. And if you would like to schedule a reading with me, there's also a link below. I do readings on Skype, FaceTime, phone, for Tarot and Vedic Astrology. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link is below. And I will see you soon. Have a safe and wonderful full moon. Stay.